Hi, I'm Jo Garcia. I work for Velti, the world's largest mobile marketing and advertising company. And I'm also on the DMA Mobile Marketing Council with Mark Brill.
Excellent. Now, we've been talking today about mobile marketing and how it works. First of all, why should companies be involved in mobile marketing? Because a lot aren't, are they? It's still quite a slow area.
Yeah, it's really quite interesting actually that more and more companies haven't actually adopted their mobile strategies early enough. It's one of those things that I think a lot of organisations are realising that their competitors are actually utilising mobile these days, and they're seeing that there are more and more opportunities because there's just so many ways in which you can utilise mobile marketing. So there's a whole raft of opportunities, advertising as well as MCRM, all of that kind of stuff, and understanding that there is reporting and analytics behind it. I think that's why more clients are thinking, actually, I'm coming from a base of knowing nothing, but by seeking information on the internet, coming along to seminars and those kinds of sessions, and also obviously seeing salespeople like me gives them the opportunity to find out about the marketplace.
Do you think there's also a case that because we're all on the internet now, social networks have come and taken over the world, that we've almost forgotten about the lowly mobile phone, because we've all got one.
Yeah.
It's almost become like our car, like our handbag.
Yeah.
We've almost forgotten them. Do you think companies they're almost missing a trick here? It's right in front of them.
Yeah, completely and utterly. I think what a lot of companies aren't actually looking at is actually how they are using the mobile themselves, and also how their clients are using the mobile themselves. So I think business are actually learning an awful lot from what consumers are doing, and it's actually giving them tips and advice on how to start marketing themselves towards their customers. So I think that because it's a very personal device, I think a lot of clients have been a little bit hesitant, not quite knowing how it would actually be received. However, I think within all marketing, it's just very, very important to understand what your client needs, and also just ensuring that you're communicating in the way that they want to be communicated. And with mobile, it's extremely convenient, so there are just so many opportunities to basically capitalise on.
Who's doing well? Who are the companies that you think really are up there at the top of the mobile marketing game right now?
I think Marks and Spencers are doing extremely well, because obviously as an organisation they recognised quite early that they actually needed to be operating in the mobile space.
Yep.
And they're doing well with their social media strategy as well, so integrating that extremely well.
Because it's important to have all of that, isn't it?
Completely.
Social media is vital nowadays.
Yeah, because people talk about social mobile because more and more people are actually accessing the internet via their mobile. So they are looking at Facebook, they are using Twitter, they are actually checking out their business appointment on LinkedIn just before they go into a meeting.
Yeah.
So they are actually seeing that there are really an awful lot of ways to actually tap into the space. But apart from Marks and Spencer, a big client of ours is actually Argos, and for them, they've utilised the mobile marketing channel in an extremely cost-efficient way, essentially looking at tapping into a real customer service need, so giving customers the opportunity to text to reserve, and also finding out whether the product is actually available, and if it's not available yet, we can actually send an SMS message to let them know when it is in store. So it's actually coming out of the need for convenience, really, and tapping into that.
We've all had that wasted trip to Argos when you want to go and pick something up and it's not in stock and you have to go back next week. So that makes perfect sense. Like you said, it's being smart about what the customer wants.
Completely.
And a lot of companies still aren't doing that, are they?
Yeah.
I mean, either they're not getting involved or they're getting involved in completely the wrong way. Like, it's been mentioned quite a lot today, the iPhone app, which everyone thinks they should have. The vanity app, which was a great phrase. I love. In fact, you've brought quite a few interesting phrases today, but vanity app was a great one. Like the vanity registration plate. You don't really need it, but you want it.
Absolutely, completely. And I think what it is, it's actually about having the widest possible appeal, because obviously with iPhones, although they've actually piqued the interest of the consumer and also business into looking at mobile, it's got to be an opportunity to actually tap into the widest possible audience, not just that niche audience who will actually have an iPhone. So there will be quite interesting opportunities as there are more opportunities for the Android application. So they really are increasing at a rate of knots. But the mobile website is really a perfect way to ensure that you're actually letting all of your customers have the opportunity to tap into you. As long as they've got a mobile enabled internet phone, then they can find out about you, and it's not just a niche product, and it's not just an application that only a few people in the country have access to. And again, it's having that opportunity to go back to a site, the stickiness of the site, and actually for it fulfilling your needs. Essentially, that's what's most important. And so clients need to understand what their objectives are, in order to understand how best to actually utilise the medium itself.
Fantastic. And one final phrase I wanted to bring up that you mentioned earlier, 3 screening, which I just think is a fantastic phrase. I hadn't heard of it.
Yeah.
Makes perfect sense. Could you explain what 3 screening is?
Okay, essentially 3 screening, it actually came from some research which Yahoo did earlier on this year, which was called the appetite research.
Right.
And essentially this is actually looking at the rise of the 3 screeners, and there's about 22% of people who are actually watching the television, they've got their laptop open in front of them, and they've also got their mobile phone as well. So there is an opportunity for them to be watching TV, searching through internet sites, and also just responding to a TV ad that they might see which actually has got a text response. So it's just showing that people are actually juggling an awful lot of technology at any one time, and they will actually utilise the technology that best suits them for the situation they're in.